All right, so just like always, we're going to go ahead and open up this box full of goodies and see what we get. And I've already cracked her open so you can see we are doing a Dueling Guard product review. Now, just like whenever I do one of these giant product reviews, you can, of course, use the link down in the description below to go ahead and grab all of these items. However, unlike most of the time when I'm doing these sort of product reviews, there's actually an affiliate link this time. I have been in discussions with Dueling Guard, and if you use the code Butler5 at the time of checkout, you can go ahead and get 5% off of your order. That 5% does go back to me, so you're helping me out while helping yourself get some pretty cool stuff. And we're just going to jump right in with a really easy to do one. It is going to be a Dueling Guard Performance playmat. This thing is awesome. It's a one player, and I believe it's a cloth playmat. I love the packaging, and it's stitched, which is really cool. We're going to go ahead and open this thing up real quick here. Sorry about the shaky camera. We're still working on that setup. But let's take a look. So it's not a cloth playmat, but it is stitched, which is really cool. Now, stitched mats are always hit or miss, but this one's got a pretty good flat stitch there, so it won't catch on your cards. We're going to go ahead and grab our deck. As always, got to do the slide test, of course. Let's see how they go. Pretty solid. These sleeves are a little bit old, so take that with a grain of salt, but this is a really cool mat. Now, I love the detailing here. This looks really nice. So this is definitely a winner right here. Next up, we have, I'll save these pieces for last. These are the biggest and baddest pieces for sure. We got another mat. Now this one comes in a really cool little bag here. Go ahead and open this one up. This is one that I'm very excited to get. It is the Homunculus playmat based on Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. You got all of the homunculi here. That's pretty awesome. Another stitched playmat, a little bit smaller than the previous one there too, which is interesting. Let's see what else we've got in here. Sticking with the theme of playmats, I'll go ahead and look at their two-player playmat here. This is a Dragon Ball Z one, and this is a cloth playmat. It is stitched, but one really cool thing is that the stitching is like a micro stitching almost. It almost doesn't even matter. Got some really cool square corners, which is very uncommon with the cloth playmats. But you've got Vegeta on the one side, Goku on the other side, of course. And we're going to go ahead. There's very little directional grip there, which is good. And we're going to go ahead and do the slide test once again. If you're a big Dragon Ball Z fan, this mat is definitely for you. I like that a lot, actually. It's nice and compact, too. I like the sublimation printing that's done on the playmats now because none of this ink is raised, so you get to just enjoy the artwork there. As you can see, Majin Vegeta on the other side. Look at that. What a stud. Absolute favorite character, by the way, in Dragon Ball Z is Vegeta, followed by Cell. So, just in case you were wondering, there's a little bit of deep lore for the channel. Moving on, they sent me, holy cow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 packs of sleeves. These are their Dragon Slayer sleeves. I had actually just asked for 1 pack to review, but they sent me 5, so we'll have to try these out. I've heard pretty good things. They look like a glossy back sleeve, which is pretty cool. I'll let you know how they are this week. Watch for episode 9 of Back to Basics. I'll go ahead and use these sleeves for it. That's pretty cool. Now we're getting into the good stuff here. First up, we have this awesome Dueling Guard deck box. Now look at the packaging of this. This is incredible. That is some awesome box work there. Like, I really like that. Open her up like that. I'm gonna go ahead and I love this packaging, actually. This is really cool. So if you're watching this Dueling Guard, definitely that's a win there. And it's made out of leather, which is pretty cool. I'm gonna go ahead and pop it open here. It's a pretty strong set of magnets. Now, the thing with Dueling Guard deck boxes that I've noticed is that they're a little bit more, they are almost like a sleeker deck box, but oh, that's cool. It pops out and you actually can just pop all that stuff out. I didn't even know that, so that's really cool. Look at that. And you can actually just display the artwork right there. Very cool. I really like how that's done, actually. That's pretty nifty. And then when you're done with your duel, or whatever game you're playing, just pop her back in, just like that. And then you go right there. And there you are. Artwork is amazing. It's got spot for your dice, main, and your extra and side, which is, of course, something you want to see. I really like the detailing on the artwork there. It's really cool to see I would say in the last few years, all of the brands have had their deck boxes just like really go up to the next level. And it's also pretty thin too. Look at that. That's actually very thin. To compare, I have the official World's deck box, or the Quarter Century Celebration deck box. It's a little bit taller, but it is noticeably thinner. So that's pretty good, because the only downside to this deck box is it is a little bit cumbersome. And then the last part is going to actually be a two-part. Oh, no, there's two more parts before that. So we've actually got, I forgot about this, the Dueling Guard Premium Zip Binder. Now this one, I don't remember the artwork on it, but we'll have to go ahead and take a look here. I do know that these are pretty awesome, and I love the packaging on these accessories in general, but binders are always kind of a big win for me. Got a nice red binder here, and oh wow, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, big fan. This will probably be one of my collection binders going forward. Let's go ahead and tear open the plastic, because it doesn't look like there's a nice easy open there, but I'll just crack it open at the seam here. If I can ever get it, my goodness. Holy cow. There we go. Found the tear. It's at the bottom. Oh, that is nice. That is a nice binder. And let's see. Oh, and it's got nice white pages on the inside. Okay. Very cool. You've got the nice binding there, which is really good to see. Yeah, this is definitely a binder we'll use for a collection later on. That's a definite winner. And the last pieces of the review for today, for part one, this is just the initial thoughts. I'll have part two after using the products. We're going to have to bust this one open. Is the Gauntlet sling bag here, as well as the luxury mat tube sling. It's going to be Saber and Onyx. Those are the color codes. Again, the description will be down in the link, or will be in the link will be in the description below. I'm going to go ahead and take a look at this. Now, I'm going to have a big backpack review coming up too of multiple brands. So they were kind enough to let me get my hands on this so I could bring it to you all later on as well. But we're going to give this one, oh wow, that's a good size actually, its own breakdown first. I'm going to open this main pocket. And as you can see, you've got a slot here for your deck box, slot here for dice, sleeves, pens, kind of whatever you need. And let's just go ahead and take a look around here. You can see there, you got some spots for your mat tube, and it is nice and compact. I really like this. Got a little open slot here where you could stick something if you needed to. But yeah, that's a good sized bag actually. I'm gonna see if it can fit a tripod in here as well. If it can, then that's a definite winner. I know it can't fit like a normal size binder. I have been told it can fit a 4x4, like a 4-pocket monster binder. Now, I also know it can fit a 2-pocket binder very easily as well. So that's good news as well. For those duelists who like to bring just kind of their minimal stuff to an event, it's always good to be able to have that. And the cool thing about these sling bags that have really taken off is these are great chest bags. So when you're playing, you can just put it on your chest. So that way it is in your lap and your stuff is good to go. And then the mat tube sling to go with it as well. This can either be used individually, as you can see, or it actually clips onto the clips into the bottom of the Onyx bag itself, and can fit any of your mats, which is obviously very good. Modality is huge when you're using accessories. So that goes like so. So we're definitely going to use this stuff this week. Take a look and see how it fits with the overall feel of my items, and see how we like it. So this is part one. Shout outs again to Dueling Guard, and be on the watch for part two of this video coming up now. All right, we've given all this stuff a good test, and now it's time to break down the pros, the cons, and all of that about each of these items. First of all, we've got the backpack here. We have this Full Metal Alchemist binder, and then I have the Full Metal Alchemist homunculi mat. The cloth mat is packed away. I'm actually giving it to a local player, and the One Piece mat was actually already given to another local player who plays One Piece as well, so I wanted to make sure that he got hooked up with that. But we're going to go through each of the items. We're going to leave the backpack and all of that for last. I think that's the part that everybody's the most interested in, and I want to make sure you guys get the full view of everything else first. So let's talk about the standard playmat. It is a stitched rubber playmat, holds that stitch really well, and the stitch is a very, very thin stitching as well. It's not too thick so your sleeves aren't getting caught on there, which is something I am a big, big fan of, because heavy stitching can be really rough when you're trying to make sure that your stuff is taken care of. The detailing on it is obviously going to be amazing because rubber mats are the industry standard at this point. So this one is definitely worth the purchase if you're a Full Metal Alchemist fan. They have Dragon Ball, they have One Piece, have a whole bunch of options. So this is definitely a really good one, and this is one that I'm personally keeping for myself. So you might see in the background of some of these videos going forward. But of course, all the links for all this stuff will be down in the description below, as well as use the code Butler5 for these items. Then we've gotten this awesome Full Metal Alchemist leather binder. This is absolutely fantastic. I have gotten infinite compliments on this. Every time I bust this out at locals, I've gotten compliments from somebody who hasn't seen it yet, because, you know, Full Metal Alchemist is one of the best anime of all time, as we all know. Regardless, though, the quality of the binder is very good. I really enjoy the white pages, but they're not like such an obnoxious white that it takes away from the card. The actual pockets themselves for the cards are just a little more loose than I'm used to, but that's a good thing, actually, because it means that you can get the cards in and out more quickly. And, of course, the middle division here being stitched as well as, I believe, glued in is really nice. So this is definitely a good one. Now, if you're using the Dueling Guard shoulder bag, you obviously can't use this binder, so that is an unfortunate concession I had to make, because I had the Suda premiere event recently, so I wanted to make sure I had all the stuff for that. But if you're looking for a great binder for your collection or your trades, this is definitely it. This is my now daily go-to binder, which is saying a lot, because I use these a lot. I do a lot of trading, so getting a good rugged binder is going to be hard for me to do. So finding this was a huge win. And then, of course, we have the shoulder bag, the thing that I was personally the most excited about. This thing is amazing. I have given this a ton of tests, and as you can see, I've got it filled. It's stretched. This thing is, it is packed. It is jam-packed, and I didn't even put everything in there that I had in there the other day, which I will go into, because there actually are a few different options with this bag, which I like a lot, that you can do. So, first of all, it comes with a couple extra straps. I have them off because I am using it as a shoulder bag, but you do have this strap, which helps with the playmat holder at the bottom. You can just use that to click into that. And then you've also got the extra strap as well, which can be used to turn it into an actual backpack. I got a little confused by that, not gonna lie, when I was first opening it, but that's neither here nor there. We got it in the end. This backpack is incredible. This is a little bit more of an expensive backpack, but it is, I promise, worth every penny. Now, one of the first things I did was I wanted to stick a calculator case in there, which you can do. Let me go ahead and open this up really quick. You are able to do, I have this packed a little differently though, but you can stick a calculator case right on in there if you don't have some of the other stuff I have in there, and it fits perfectly. We'll go through that in a moment. But I, of course, wanted to do a stress test on this, so we did just that. Now, a couple of things to note. One, the bottom part here does hold a playmat, which I do actually have in there. If you are looking to fit other stuff in your backpack that isn't going to be a cloth playmat, this playmat holder is perfect and actually helps you maximize your space, because I keep an official game mat in here, and it goes right on the bottom of my bag, and I'm all good to go. Now, going beyond that though, we have the actual bag itself, opens up like this, and I keep in mine my cloth playmat, my tripod, because I am always trying to record at events, and then my deck box, and my camera, actually, and it can fit all of those in there. Now, if you don't keep a tripod in there, you can go ahead and stick a calculator case. You can go ahead and put your cloth mat in there. You can easily fit your deck box. And you can even fit, as I learned the other day, a secondary deck box if you're playing older formats, all in there quite conveniently. That was something that I was really excited about because I like to bring an Edison format, April 2010, with me, and I was worried that I wouldn't have enough room in this bag. Now, I've also managed to fit score pads, dice, a whole bunch of stuff in here too, which is really crazy to think about because this bag is very sleek. Like, it's very small when it's packed up. It's actually just a perfect little chest bag, and you can put it right on your chest when you're playing, so that's really good to see. It's got the additional pockets here. You can put sleeves. You can put dice in these little pockets here, which is pretty great. Got a spot for score pads or pens here as well. And this pocket is actually much larger than it looks. Now, when you zip it all up and you put it all away, you might be worried about, you know, whether or not it's going to tear or anything like that. Let's just go ahead and do this really quick. Because that's one of the things I always worry about is how much can a bag take? I'm always trying to stretch these to their limits when I'm doing these tests and these reviews. So I'm like jam-packing this thing full. Let's see, how did I get the calculator case in there? I had this done in the craziest way, where it was maybe like that, and then I folded the mat down. I had this thing jam-packed for my local tournament. Obviously, don't do this when you're getting ready for your events, but I was just trying to see how much I could possibly fit in this without breaking it, and I fit quite a bit of stuff in here, as you can see. We got a calculator case, we got a spellground mat that is probably being abused a little bit too much, but it all fits in there, and it holds the stitching really well. Now, that is actually one of the things I would like to bring up, is that one of the details I look for in these items is the stitching. As you can see, the stitching goes in, which is really good, and it's holding itself together despite that stretch really well. That's a sign of a higher quality bag. That's something I always look for when I'm making purchases myself, because I want it to last quite a while. I go to 3+ locals a week. I go to regionals. I go to YCSs. These bags need to be able to handle that kind of abuse. The last part of this is actually a two-parter. First, we have the deck box. I've gotten a ton of compliments on this. I myself am not the biggest One Piece fan, but I've gotten nothing but compliments on the art. And I love that the inside is detachable, so you can really just appreciate the artwork that you have on your box, which is really cool. I like that a lot. That is a really cool design choice that was made. And then you, of course, put it back in. This is also thin enough that it can fit comfortably into your bag. I like this a lot. This is a pretty darn solid deck box for what you're paying for it, too. It's got plenty of room for dice, coins, counters, all that stuff. Because depending on the deck you're playing, you're going to need it. You got the slot right there, and you got 2 slots here as well. Plenty of room. One of the other things, actually, we're going to do some live editing here. We're going to see if it can fit one of the things that I care the most about, which is these old school calculators that some of us used to carry around. Fits just like that. And a field center in a one-touch case. Look at that. That is actually really good to know, because that means that you can fit your main and or your side and extra, and then your main over here, and you still have room for dice. That's just in case you like to bring a whole bunch of stuff with you to tournaments like I do. And then the last thing was actually something I keep on my April 2010 deck, which is the sleeves. Now, these sleeves are a little bit more expensive. They are pretty darn expensive, but they've held up pretty well because I play a lot of games in between matches of tournaments, and these sleeves have been pretty great. I haven't had any tears, any bends, any catches on the mats or anything like that, so they are really good. And if you buy a pack and you want to keep them really nice, you can always double sleeve them with outer sleeves, but they have been fantastic. So highly suggest these as well. But that is the full review of the Dueling Guard haul that they sent me. Again, use the code Butler5 down in the description below. All the items are linked. 5% off your order, and that goes back to me as well. So you're helping me out make these awesome videos for you guys that I really appreciate being able to do. Here are the sleeves, by the way, just in case you're wondering. The Dragon Slayer sleeves are the ones that I put on my April 2010 deck. I'm looking forward to making more of these videos, and I'm looking forward to doing a product comparison with all these awesome items now that I've got them. See how they stack up against some of the competition. Let me know down below what you want to see next in an upcoming video for these product breakdowns. I love doing these because I just love getting to share my passion of awesome accessories with everybody, because I've been playing the game for I've been playing games for 30 years now almost. So getting to share that with you all and keep you in the know of what you can purchase is something I really appreciate doing. Thanks so much. Have a great day.